Hello, everyone. According to YouTube, it says I'm live. I'm going to wait just a second and see if anyone hops on just to verify that the audio is working. Hope y'all are having a great day. Okay, I don't see anyone hopping on yet. I realize this is a busy time of the evening during the work week, so it looks like a couple people have hopped on. Hey, y'all. Hey, Adam. Hey, Awful Gold. Okay, you can hear me. Perfect. Well, I'll stop delaying then. So I'm excited about this because this is one of my favorite monthly subscriptions. And this just kind of gives an indication of how busy I've been, the fact that I haven't torn into these already. Normally, as soon as I get them in the mailbox, I'm opening them that evening. But there was a delay in shipping because the stationery selection comes from Japan. So there was a delay in shipping related to all the COVID issues, and I didn't get a box for a month or more. And then a couple weeks ago or so, I got both of these boxes on the same day. And life has just been so crazy, I haven't even gotten a chance to open them yet. So this is June 2020 and July 2020, or vice versa. But I thought I would just open them both live with y'all this evening. And normally, I can go ahead and demo some of the products included, so we'll just see what's in here. Now, I have already cut the packing tape just to make the opening of the box easier, but prior to now, I've not even peeked into these. So we will go into the June box first. She always includes a little description here. So let's see what I'm going to do to make this easier. Just pull everything out so I can move this box, and then we'll go through it real quick together. So one of the reasons, there are more than one, but one of the reasons this is one of my favorite, or probably my favorite monthly subscription box, is because it does come from Japan. All of the items that are included are normally very unique compared to the stationery that I have access to here in the States. So this being a prime example, we've got 3 felt coaster sheets, so that's interesting. I'll have to go back and see if Mitz, that puts this box out, has explained what these symbols represent. So we've got 3 felt coasters. Oh, this is beautiful. That is probably the only downside for me in this box, is that I understand zero in terms of the Japanese language, written or spoken. So I have to identify everything on appearances alone because I'm not ever sure what the labels say. So let's see. I have a beautiful decorative box here, and it's very sturdy, like a real thick cardboard with this pretty Japanese pattern on it. So I'm assuming this is going to be like a pencil box, or, you know, just for storing supplies. Yes, it's called a paper pencil case, used as a pencil case or to store stationery goods. So that's beautiful. And this kind of goes well with the aesthetic in my office. So I'll definitely fill that up pretty quickly. And then this is, okay, this has not only Japanese characters, but it does say in English here, washi tape. It's my Hobonichi cousin Avec. What are y'all up to tonight? I'm feeling kind of frazzled because I haven't been home very long. I ended up having to work later than I anticipated today and had already, I was kind of sure that I could start on time. Okay, so this is a pretty washi that's like a matte paper. It almost looks more like a decorative paper than a translucent or transparent washi. But this is like some others. Normally I've seen at Michael's or, like big box stationery stores in my area, they'll have washi that has a backing like this, and it's usually the washi that is foiled with gold. And it's a similar setup here. So there is some metallic gold on this design. So very pretty. I will definitely use that. You just got off work too? Good deal. Okay. This is pretty and a pretty seal. Let's see what it is. I don't know if it's just a little notepad. I usually try to figure out what the items are first, and then if I'm stumped, I'll go to the reference sheet. Let's see if I can salvage this seal. I know I'm a little silly sometimes with wanting to save all the packaging, but it's just unique. So we'll save that to slap in a journal. Oh, okay. This is cool. Ooh, it's very pretty. It's double-sided. So it is a little notebook of sorts. You can see how pretty the design is on the back. And then on the front design, there's also some imprinted lines, guidelines for writing. And the texture of this paper looks like washi paper. Let's see. A small notepad from the Washi Club. So this is washi paper. Super cool. Very pretty. You save as much as you can too. Yeah, I always do. Once I started that, I always try to save. It can be saved from the outer packaging, like washi or mailing labels or something. If it's something unique or from a company that I really like, I'll try to pull it off the box. So these are pretty. Definitely have a Japanese vibe. Sticker sheet. And I don't know if they're called washi stickers. It doesn't say. They kind of look like they may have the texture of washi, but they're not translucent at all. They look like they're going to be, yeah, like an opaque, kind of thick sticker. So those are cool. I'll definitely use them. And my cousin. 2 pens. Love pens, love pens. Can never have too many pens. Now this, I may have to read the explanation of what this is. It looks like it would just be little sticky notes, but I'm not sure why. There's an illustration on the back that looks like a toe coffee mug. 20 sheets. And they are like little sticky notes. So cute. And again, I have no idea what this says, but there are some Japanese characters on the top, and then this little red bow here resembles the one that's on the packaging that comes on the opposite side of the little description sheet, or it reminds me of that anyway. So I think it's just being called a tag, like a sticky note. So I will definitely use those. And let's see what pens we have here. Now this, I'm pretty sure we can get here. This is a Uni 0.7 Jetstream. And it looks like it's going to be gel. Let me get my hobo out here. I'm trying to make sure I'm in frame on my iPad nearby, and it looks like the video is tilted for me. So if it's that way for y'all as well, I'm sorry. I don't know. It looks like it's horizontal in the phone that I'm filming in, but on the screen that I'm watching, it looks vertical for some reason. It says thank you, I think. Image is a little blurry. Oh, okay. You mean on top of the tag? Let's see. I don't know if that's any clearer for you. But that would make sense because, yep, okay, because in the description it says something about sticky note that can be placed on a small thank you or gift box to convey your thoughts. So this is a thank you little tag. Thank you. So let me just flip to, I had done some pen testing not too long ago in here. Got a Uni Jetstream 0.7 black. Okay, this does not feel like gel. It just feels like a ballpoint. Yeah, my favorite ballpoint pen. It's being called a Mitsubishi pencil, though. I don't know. But yeah, the Uni Jetstream, in general, I'm not a huge ballpoint fan. My favorite, if you've watched, hey there, welcome. No, you haven't missed, well, I say you haven't missed too much. I have gone almost completely through the June box, but I'll quickly put everything up here before I switch to July. But my personal favorite for pens is always going to be fountain pens. And a second to that is usually like a gel pen. Ballpoints, though, even though I'm not a huge fan in general, the Uni Jetstream in particular, to me, it's different. It's like it's the exception to ballpoints to me. So I do love the Uni Jetstream. If I'm not mistaken, that is exactly what is used in the little free Hobonichi pens that come when you order directly from Hobonichi. I'm almost positive that they are a Uni Jetstream also. I think they're just a little bit thinner, like maybe a 0.5. This is a 0.7. But when I do use ballpoints in my journaling, and I sometimes do because you don't have to stop and wait for the ink to dry, obviously, and you can, put other media on top of it without worrying about it smearing. You grab for a ballpoint, it is always a Uni Jetstream. You can get them from Amazon, or I can get them locally, like at my Office Depot, maybe even sometimes at Target in the stationery section. But I usually buy a 3-pack of Unijet Stream 0.7. They come in a pack of 3, and they look similar, a little bit different to this. I think the clip is different, but they're a navy body, and they just, even though they're a ballpoint, they just write very smoothly. So they're great for jotting quick notes. They're good for long writing as well because they're not heavy at all. So, and there's a nice, if you write a lot with them, and they're also really good for drawing. So you can get some really fine lines and detail. And then if you just alternate the pressure that you use, you can get some different effects. And like cross hatching or shadowing, you'd really be surprised at the detail and the results that you can get with a ballpoint pen. But this Unijet string, that's the only point that I will like endorse. I'm not a fan of other pen to finish off the June box. And this Kuritake, that is a brand that I recognize. See if I can get into this without tearing it up. While I'm taken forever to open this pen. I'll just lay everything out in case you haven't seen it on anyone else's video. These are the other items that I've already shown and talked about. These little tags, someone helped me to know that it says thank you on them. They're kind of like little post-it tags. This is like a really pretty metallic washi. There's a sticker sheet. This little notepad, beautiful note sheets with this pattern on the back. And then this little paper, kind of sturdy cardboard pencil case has this really pretty pattern on it. So now you're caught up. Hey Donna, I inspired you to subscribe to this box. Well, cool. Yeah, I've tried other subscriptions over the years, and this is definitely the one that I've stuck with the longest. There's been at least 2 other stationery type subscription boxes that I can think of offhand that I've subscribed to over the years. And with both of them, I had canceled my subscription within maybe 3 or 4 months. You're welcome. Um, just mainly because for me, when I think one of the features about a subscription box that can either be a big pro or a big con is the fact that you simply never know what you're going to get. So if you get things that you actually like and will use, then that makes it, a really fun experience. But with some others that I've tried, it's not that the items were not good quality or nice or whatever, but they either weren't my style or just it got to a point where I was finding maybe 1 or 2 things that I could use, and then there was so much of the box that I didn't use, and that's why I quit those, previous subscriptions. But with this one, I don't think there's ever anything that I've just not been able to use at all. So that's why I've continued with it for so like it's gonna be either a brush pen or a felt tip. Ooh, I think you could call it a brush. Okay, let me this is gonna be a fun one to play with. Let me see if I can move some of my Jake leg lighting here and get you close to see that nib. I don't know if the nib is focusing or not, but it looks like a felt tip. And then this longer part at the end that's pointing, the majority of this section is also hard plastic, just like the base. The actual part that you write with is just at the very, very tip, like maybe just a millimeter or 2. So with it being that firm until the very end, and it's kind of felty, not individual bristles. Sorry, I'm trying to get my lighting back in order. Okay. It's going to be very similar to the Tombow brush pens, the Futonosuke, however you call it, where they just give you really good control. So you can see here, if you use a light pressure, you can get a super thin line and then a super thick with more pressure. Katie says they are exceptional. Are you talking about this one that I'm using right now? Yeah, I can tell already I'm going to love this. This is going to be really good for hand lettering and sketching too. Let's see. Trying to catch up on y'all's messages. This box looks so fun. Is this the one My Life Mitts talks about? Yes. This box is actually curated and produced by Mitts herself. So this is her business that she's developed, the stationery selection. My husband had questions with what's arriving from Japan. My husband just doesn't even ask anymore, bless his heart. Like, he sees so many boxes come in the mail, he just ignores it at this point. You've been getting them since April. Awesome. Hey, Susan. Okay, so let's take this just real quick. And I destroyed the packaging, so I'm not even sure what it's called. Kuretake. Okay, it's just called a Kuritaki Brush Pen. So let's see, hand lettering wise, what we can get here in terms of line variation and control. Oh yeah. Make sure I spell it right. Kura. And it's probably looking like it requires more effort than it actually does. But my hands are just a little shaky. I had a long work day and it's so hot outside and I haven't eaten yet, so yeah. So this is really nice. And to me, this gives you even more control than the Tombow hard tip brush pen. Actually, it's nice to see hand lettering in real time. Yeah, I know when I first started doing hand lettering a long time ago, that was one of the best tips that I picked up is that most of those videos that you see where people just really belt it out super quickly and it just flows so quickly and smoothly, a lot, if not, most of those videos are sped up, like sometimes up to 8 times real time, even more. So when I first started practicing hand lettering, I went to YouTube, looked for some inspiration, and I came across a channel called How to Hand Letter. And that was one of the first tips I learned from her is to just slow down. And if you go back through her playlist and look at some of her kind of 101 type videos that are really old, she does some alphabets and does everything in real time. And once I saw her do it in real time, I totally changed the way I was doing it, and my results looked way better after I started slowing down. Okay, so now let's tear into the July box. Okay, I'm not going to peek. Oh, okay, for those of you that like packaging like me, even this outer paper is cool. I'm just going to pick it up like this and slide this out. Let's try to make some room here. I'm going to have to do some organizing this weekend. If y'all watched a video that I did a good while ago, it was back when all of the COVID business first started here in either late March or early April. I did a total kind of remodel and rehaul, reorganize my office space, and everything was so nice and decluttered and neat in that video. And now here we are, 3-4 months later, and it's really on the verge of being a train wreck again. So I need to get in here and do some straightening up. Okay, it looks like we've got 2 stamps in this box. This one is like a foam, it's just kind of an abstract foamy circle that can be used in a lot of different ways. And then this one is a rubber stamp. It looks like mountains, like a little landscape design, and I don't know what this is. It looks almost like a bench, and there's some characters on the back of it. Let's see. Circle stamp. Okay, so this is another, yep, she has her logo on here. Stationery Selection Original Design. This design was created by my husband, so Mitz's husband. He is very much an outdoors person, and I suppose all this time indoors has made him yearn for the mountains. The bench, so this is a bench, has the kanji, which says, I can't pronounce it, of course, but in parentheses it says stationery box, the same kanji on the flip side of this info sheet. Okay, so this apparently represents stationery box, and it's on the back of the bench here. Pretty cool. I love when she does an original item like this, her explanation of what the design means and where it came from. That's always cool to me. So we got 2 stamps and then another little teardrop stamp pad. I really like these. I have several of these, but I do not have one in metallic gold. So this is nice. So these are super easy to use. And we'll stamp these out in just a minute. And it's the Dewdrop Brilliance Pigment Ink. And I have a really cool way to store these that I like. I'd found this old kind of shallow wooden box at an antique store, and it's maybe 3.5 inches deep, and every 3 or 4 inches there's a real thin divider slat of wood. And so initially it looked like it was made to lie flat, and those dividers would separate either, it reminds me of like if you look in a silverware drawer, how we'll have those dividers that divide your spoons, forks, whatever. But a friend of mine suggested turning it vertical. So I did that, and now it's on my desk. It's turned vertical, kind of up against the wall, and those little divider slats serve like shelves now. And they're not very deep, but they don't have to be for these. So all of the ones I have of these, probably, I don't know, a dozen or 15 colors, something like that. I just have them sitting on those little divider shelves, and it works out so well because these even have the little feet. So it sits up well, vertically like that. Okay, I got another roll of washi here. Looks like it's got tape securing the end. Okay. And this is more of like traditional washi texture. I don't know, it felt like paper when I ripped it. Like, I don't like those washies that are super vinyl-y feeling and like real waxy. And this is not like that. It's nice and flat. Nice, flat, and smooth. And I'll run a long strip of it in my Hobonichi in just a minute so we can see if we can make out what the design is a little better. But it looks like kind of just an abstract design. Some little faint words from here and there. See if it has a story. Okay, this is also original Stationery Selection Original Washi 001. So I guess this is the first original washi she's done. It is a scan of a paper collage that Mitz created for her junk journal adventures. She glued some paper bits together, then passed it through the sewing machine to add some texture to it. Super cool. Okay, now this says 1 cup of instant tea, Japanese tea. I'll have to try that tonight, maybe. And then, okay, these are the little, this is that Kokuyo. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I'm familiar with that brand as well. It's the brand I'm thinking of. They make notebooks and paper that I really like. I love the washi. I've used it a ton. Oh, good. Cool, Nicole. Oh, y'all saw how easy that was. Now, I have one other set of travel scissors like this somewhere. Not within reach now, unfortunately, but it definitely doesn't open like that. And I want to say the other ones that I have a cap that comes off, and then the scissors come up and spread. So if I'm remembering right, this is an even better design because you don't have to worry about losing the cap. So this is like super easy. And then once you have them open, you just snip away. So pretty cool. I will toss that in my bag, like for travel journaling. And then 2 more items in this July box. And this little thank you sticker is precious. So I'm going to hoard that. Not hoard it, but salvage it to slap in my journal. Okay. And see what we have here. Letterpress. I love letterpress. Small letterpress studio in Osaka, Japan, specializes in printing and design of our brand of paper items by using the antique press. Okay. These are unique in like the weight as well. Oh, you know what? Ah, are these adhesive? Oh, I think they are. Look at the backs. I was going to say, the classic-y letterpress tags that are not adhesive, they are. Yay! Okay, so I'm really excited about this. The classic-y letterpress tags that are not adhesive are a good bit thicker than this. And I have some more that came in a different subscription box that are not adhesive. And they have this kind of aesthetic like design printed on them, but they're very thin, like basically the same weight as normal copy paper. So those are the only 2 types of letterpress looking tags I have in my collection. I've never had a letterpress sticker before, and these are all adhesive. So these would work. Oh, and there's several different designs. Let me get this out of the way so it's maybe a little easier for y'all to see. Well, that didn't help a lot with this background, but hopefully you can see them. Several different designs. These would work not only for journaling ephemera, but gift tags, snail mail, pen pal stuff. And look at all the different designs. And these are printed with black ink or stamped, however, whatever that letterpress process is. And then the other half of them are done with like a taupey brown ink. So these are really nice. Let me look at the packaging one more time and see if it says. It doesn't say many. Letterpress. Okay. I'm not sure how many, but I mean, it's quite a few, a good selection. So, and they're all adhesive. So really happy with those. And then there's one more item in the July box, and we'll be done. This is a masking tape book, and I'll be honest, I'm not completely surprised by this one. I had forgotten that it was in this particular box, but the reason I say that is I have watched Mitz do a video where she demonstrated these. So there's a video on her YouTube channel where she actually opened this product and kind of showed some different ways you can make it work. So there's a little, what do you call that? Scored line here at the top to help bend this back. So I'm gonna bend that back, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about maybe a dozen or so sheets of washi. And what's cool about these is they are also, if I remember right, adhesive. The entire sheet, they are. So this is a full sheet of washi paper. So let's go through the designs. Kind of cool abstract, bright colors. This at first glance kind of reminds me, or did remind me of Monet. I think the circular here, kind of that impressionistic feel. Oh, and they are perforated across the top too. Awesome. So they should tear out easily from the book. Kind of a watercolor design. Okay, let's see. That's so cool. I would cut them into cute shapes. There's something blocking my screen where I can't read the rest of your line there, but yes, that's pretty much exactly what she did in her demonstration. And there's one other thing about this book I'll show you. We're almost to the end here. Just kind of look at these different designs. So you get 2 of each pattern. And then this little thing, the back, it is the back cover. Oh no, it does fold out. Okay, so it can be separated. It's perforated here, so you don't have to lose your back cover of the book. But this little cardboard sheet that you can pull out of the back, it's like a template. So all of these shapes just punch out. So there's a couple different ways you can use them. I can't remember. It seemed like she did a demonstration with this. One of these, what do you call this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. Is that a hexagon? Anyway, whatever this geometric shape is. So once you pop them out of the template, you can either trace around the item, or you can use this like a stencil. So these could be used like a stencil, in other ways in your journal, like directly onto your paper. So they could also be cut with a paper trimmer and just cut them into some nice strips, like whatever your average washi width is. I don't know, is that 5, 10, 15 millimeters? I have to look at a ruler. I'm so used to standard measurements. Metric always throws me for a loop. But you know what I'm saying. For me, like that, for washi strips, punch out any of these shapes. You could freehand, and just use scissors to cut out anything. I'm not sure if it would work well or not. I'll have to try it. And since I didn't know this was in here, it would take me too long to dig for it now. But I do have a few of those punches that I'd bought them years ago for like scrapbooking, but you know what I'm talking about that you get in the craft section that are just like a single punch of a shape to press. I know they're strong enough or sharp enough to punch out like cardstock. I just don't know with the texture of the washi and then that adhesive backing. It's not that thick though. So I'm thinking that those would probably work as well if you had some type of scrapbooking punch. I know I have a circular one. You could just punch out a bunch of circles, which, you know, there's a circle here in the template, but it would just be quicker to use the punch if it would cut through, and I think it will. I also have one that was made by Mambi that was for punching out the boxes that were like the exact size of the boxes used in the Happy Planner planners. So it would just punch out, you know, a decent sized rectangle that you could use like a background for something in your journal, or I don't know if it could be used like a text block or not. But tons and tons of different, that's another thing I like about this box is at least one, usually more than one product that she includes just makes me kind of stretch my imagination and try to think of different ways that I could use it. And so I usually end up getting some results that just otherwise would not have gotten with my everyday supplies. So I am super looking forward to playing in all of this. Now, I will real quick show you these stamps since I have my book right here within reach. And then beyond that, instead of doing a lot of play tonight, I probably am going to say my goodbyes shortly and either do another live stream soon or maybe just film a video for y'all after I can get some more. I'll get those scrapbook punches and show you whether or not that theory works. But since I got home later than I expected, I have not yet had dinner tonight. So y'all know that saying, forgive me for what I said when I was hungry. Forgive me for the things that I said when I was hungry, or however that old saying goes. So I probably will sign off in just a few minutes, but this is what the foam stamp looks like. I didn't press hard enough in the center. Okay, so that's a better image. Now, I really like this, and I'll tell you the first thing. So that's, let me redo it so I can show you first, second, and third generation. You're welcome, Em. I appreciate you logging on and hanging out with me and watching. But one of the first things that I noticed, especially on this one when I tried to press down a little bit better, I actually like this way more than a traditional wooden hard back stamp. I don't know that I have any other, I don't think I own any other foam stamps like this. But when you go to press it down, with it being foam, I don't know, it just gives you like some nice feedback when you press into it where you can be sure that you're putting enough pressure down in the middle. So, first generation. And I realize this should be more like a first impression than a review, but just right off the bat, I can tell you that I'm going to like this foam block. Second generation. Lovely gold. I need one. Yes, you do. Okay. Okay, and then third generation. So I don't think you could get past the third. It would be too faded out, but you can get three, you can make out 3 generations of stamping with 1 ink up. And what this reminds me of, you could intentionally not press down all the way to create more open areas, because there's one aesthetic that I really like, and I love to look at other people do it in their journals, but I've never tried it before. So I don't know. It's probably going to take me some practice to knock it out. But the whole like space theme, planets, those beautiful designs that you see that have like fuchsia, pink, purple, navy, kind of a watercolor type background with stars, just kind of that. There's another word to describe that aesthetic besides space. I can't think of the word right now, but y'all know what I'm talking about. This would work really well with that type of design, I think. So since I have the gold out, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I don't want to have to clean the back of this right now. Not to say that this wouldn't come out with the gold, but I think this design would look better with a flat opaque ink. So I'm going to grab another little teardrop thing. I'm going to have to stand up, but they're here within my reach. So give me just a second. Let's try a dark green maybe. Oh, let's try this blue. This is a pretty, it's called Ocean Depth, kind of a dark teal blue. And I'm no stamping expert by any means, but a friend of mine told me a long time ago that instead of stamping onto the pad, I think anyway, you're supposed to take the pad and apply it to the design. Maybe if any of y'all have more experience with stamping, you can let me know if I'm right or not. And shoot, this color's looking a little dried out. Okay. Let's see how our landscape turns out. So, this one, on these, I usually try to rock once it's down firmly, kind of rock up and down and then rock side to side. And you can, try to press in the center to make sure you're getting the whole image, but you just don't get that feedback like you do from the foam one. Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, even the little kanji characters show up well. That's pretty impressive. So that was first generation. I'll do a second. It's going to be really faded, but that is because this ink pad that I was using is drier than I expected. So I think if you, had a wetter ink pad, yeah. So I think if you had a wetter ink pad, you could get first, second, and a faded third generation from it too. But that's really pretty. So let me show you the washi too while I have it out. Make sure I'm still in frame. Okay. So this is the washi that she said it's also original. She came up with kind of a collage design and then did some sewing for texture. Okay, I crinkled it a little, but that's fine. I'm trying to get better about that. We've talked before about Jane the Crazy. I know some of y'all follow her as well on Instagram, and if you ever watch any of her videos, the way she applies her washi is so different than anything I've ever done. I'm usually hovering over the area I want to put it in for, 5 or 6 seconds, making sure it's perfectly aligned. And then once I put it down, I'm smoothing it out. I'm trying to make it look so, perfect. And when she does washi, I think she almost, I think it's intentional. She will just like, see, I'm not even going to be able to do it to demonstrate it. I'll have to pick another piece, but it's like she'll almost intentionally, kind of squinch it up and just randomly. I mean, obviously that's going to stick up, so not work, but you get my drift. Like she will intentionally um, kind of scar it up, so to speak, and lay it down. And I never would have thought to do that, but it does give it a whole different aesthetic, like a different texture. So let's take this one and just rip it. I do rip my washi, okay, and it rips really well. Yeah, I'm really gonna like it. Who said it that they had used a ton of it? Nicole. Yeah, I'm gonna be right there with you, Nicole. I'm gonna use a ton of it too because you've got a lot of different colors in it. It could go with either brights or neutrals because you've got some shades of brown and you've got green, you've got kind of a corally red, you've got like some little grayish faded text blocks, and it just has a very organic feel, but it's not too loud. So yeah, I'll be using this up a storm. So I'd already laid out everything from June again, so I'll just lay out July one more time. And I'll either do another live or do an edited video soon. Oh, that was in the other box. Just to let y'all see what I come up with when I start, especially with the masking tape book. I'm actually putting some of these products in my journals. So if y'all have a preference, let me know. Like I've been trying to do kind of a mix lately of live streams and edited videos. I'm sure I'll keep doing both. I will admit that the live stream is easier for me because it eliminates all of that time after the fact to edit the video. But I do understand that if you're not present for the live stream, it can be maybe not as pleasant on the replay because, you know, there may be a little more downtime or chit chat that you're having to kind of fast forward through. So let me know y'all's opinion if you don't mind in the comments. Like, there's a handful of people that do lives that I watch regularly, and I enjoy watching their live streams. But um, y'all let me know what you think. If you'd like me to do more lives, or if you prefer the more edited videos that are quicker, where you don't have to fast forward through. But let me make sure I didn't miss any comments. Susan says, thanks for the informative video. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Susan. Now, were you one that, do you get this box as well? Awful Gold. I enjoy both. Thank you for the heads up. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I'm not sure if there's a delay or Susan may have already logged off. Katie says, I enjoy both. Okay. I'll just try to keep doing a mix of both then. I definitely see the benefit of having a very edited video to edit the video. So probably keep seeing a mix of both. So, okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off on this one. It does take off for some reason for this to upload to my channel, but by tomorrow, the video should be uploaded. So if you happen to come in late and miss the first box, I actually unboxed 2 boxes in this one video, the June and the July. So that will be by tomorrow at the latest if you missed the beginning. But thank y'all so much for hanging out with me and watching. I appreciate y'all. And I'm sorry that I can't spend more time. I was kind of mentally prepared when I posted the announcement earlier today to spend a couple hours on here. But now that I am home and didn't have as much time beforehand as I thought I would, I'm just kind of wanting to get off and go grab a bite to eat and spend some time with the fam. So I know y'all understand. So we'll play with these products in another video soon. But thank y'all again for watching. I'm going to stop rambling and I will see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.